All right, welcome in everybody to Friday's edition of Daily Bread, coming at you live right at 12:30 on the East Coast. You already know this is the number one spot to be for the MLB best bets of the day to secure that extra weekend bankroll so you can have a little bit more fun this weekend. It's a beautiful day out there. Kevin C's already riding high on the vibes. It's a Friday episode, so let's see where it takes us. There was going to be an afternoon bread spot, but the Cubs game got delayed, so it's all night action tonight. So you got plenty of time to be locking in these bets if you're tapping in with us live or if you're catching us on the replay. Regardless, we appreciate all of you tuning in. We're powered by the Wise Guys Diamond Club. Be sure to be giving them a follow and a DM as soon as you can. We're live on Twitter. Appreciate all of you tapped in there. We'll try to shout out your comments, but YouTube's the number one spot to be because I think I'm legally liable to show every single comment that comes up here just because we got the best YouTube chat out there. So drop your winners, drop what you're rocking with, any questions, tell Sosa he's wrong. Usually happens only like 38.2% of the time because Sosa loves his decimals. But how you doing today?
Oh man, I'm fucking splendid. Good night last night.
Spreadsheet up to date?
Yep. I'm on it. You already know, man. Come on. You're fucking hilarious. But yeah, last night
I gave you a 61.2% win percentage there. You're welcome.
Hey, thank you. I'm sure it's higher, but that's cool. But yeah, man, good night last night. Got some winners.
Most likely. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I mean, am I betting on the hottest team outside of the Mariners in baseball? Yes, I am. Cat's out of the bag. Hope he's not taking the Dodgers today.
Ah, shit. Thank you, Thomas O'Brien. He might have to get spreadsheet duties for you, Sosa. I was off by 0.6.
Hit the DMs, man.
Oh, the chat is spicy. It is the perfect Friday. Last night, in the MLB slate or in any sport, because if it's your first episode, kind of banter to the 5 minute mark, and then this at the end will probably go more. But the dog days, there was not much to discuss from last night's slate.
No, just about a pretty chalk evening. Oh, but we were definitely right about
the Mets,
right about the Royals.
The Royals and the Mets. Those were the two that we slammed out there.
I told y'all, man, everybody and their mother, when you see a minus 350, minus 400, like, I'm not saying to put the house on the dog, but the value is just too you could have got Kansas City plus 1.5 at plus 106 last night. For the first
going out for dinner tonight, just with $25. That's what you're saying. Just put fun money.
It's insane. Like, and I mean, like, everybody brings up they're going to rally once they fire the manager. I don't think that's the case with Toronto. They're inconsistent on both sides. They're inconsistent pitching. They're inconsistent hitting. I don't think just changing out a manager is gonna all of a sudden like reinvigorate them. I think that's hearsay and a bunch of bullshit. I don't think that this Toronto team is any good. I think they're going to end up finishing dead last in the division, but that's just my opinion. I think the Orioles are primed here to make a bit of a run. I think people sleep on the roster. Also, when a team was so bad last year, right? It's hard to determine if and when they turn the corner, right? Because you can be hot now and then 2 weeks from now be terrible after the All-Star break, right? But we've talked about certain guys from the Orioles. Like, they have talent in the building. It's just a matter of, can they develop it? Like, we knew Cedric Mullins was a dog. We knew he was good. It's just a matter of the other guys coming along. Also, Mountcastle's a hell of a star. I think he's going to be a star in the league as well. But yeah, just generally speaking for me.
Yeah, and there's one other thing I want to talk about, but we'll get into that team more because I know we'll have a play in the Red Sox versus the Yankees. But give us that like, subscribe, follow, DM, whatever the hell you want to do. Make sure you tap in with us on all our outlets on Twitter and YouTube. But so let's just stay with the O's. What's the money line price you got into it? And then we can get into the rest of our plays today.
I got him at plus 108. This is just like Seattle. If the Baltimore Orioles have made you money over the last 9 games, you should bet them. If you're scared to hop on a trend after it's been trending for more than 2 weeks, then that's fine. I can understand it. But the value of plus money for a team that's playing this well, I have to take it. It's an official 1-unit play for me because they've cashed me out 7 times. So and it's the same thing with Seattle. When Seattle was down 4-0 last night, everybody and their mother thought it was over. That was not the case. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna ride the wave until it ends. That's the rules of the game here for me.
The only concerning part is, but it's in the tough division, and they just got hot now. If you look at just stats against the division, I mean, it's tough. When do you count the Orioles stats when you're looking at trends? So we won't even be talking about them. The more one I found interesting is there's been 15 times so far this season when the Rays have been between plus 125 and minus 125 on the money line, and they're 7-8 overall. So in the pick'em spots, truly pick'em. So you got to take the hot dogs here right now. And we got our man D Pass tapping in with us, talking about
one of the GOATs too. That's my guy. He's always locked in.
We got Akbar in here as well.
That group chat. We can't let people in that group chat, but the group chat with nothing but Verde, most important group chat I've ever been in my life. Let's keep it moving. Let's go to the next.
Where are we going for the next one?
I'm on. Listen, tonight and tonight only. I'm on the Boston Red Sox. I'm on the Boston Red Sox money line against the Yankees. The Yankees they should have lost all 3 games to the Reds. They lost 2 instead. All the Yankee fans that were in my mentions, y'all disappeared. I'm still waiting for y'all to come back because when we lost to Pittsburgh, where it was the end of the world, they lose a set to Cincinnati, and their bullpen completely falls apart, and their starting pitching doesn't pitch well. But it's again, one thing I do is I do enjoy being right, and we've made it clear like the Yankees are a really good fucking team. Impossible for them to stay this hot all year. It's impossible, and we've seen regression from their bullpen. Now, the best thing that can happen for this team is the All-Star break, because they're playing their worst ball right now. So for me, like I said, it's going to be Red Sox money line at plus 140. If you're scared, go to church. I like Eovaldi tonight, and I like the and I like the Boston lineup against Montgomery. The New York starters and bullpen have not been great. I'm gonna give Severino a bit of a pass because he got hurt. I mean, you can't account for that. A guy getting hurt, and like last night we had Altuve to get a hit, and he got hit by a pitch, and he registered at bat. Sickening. But yeah, that's my second play.
And that one you're going against the grain because over this season and the past 2, the Yankees are 14-5 at home when they're facing the Red Sox, but you're riding their hot hand in Eovaldi, who has a sub-1 ERA in his past 3 starts. So that's where if Montgomery comes out tough, you'll be looking good there as long as he keeps his stuff going. I was expecting the first 5 money line, but you're going full game.
I'm going full game.
You figuring Corbin?
I wouldn't be surprised for the over either. I'm not touching the Nats game.
Why? Because they got the trash can yesterday in Annabelle and they took it all out there.
Correct. But I mean, nothing. You can put nothing past this Nationals team. Their ass. They could easily come out here and just get smoked by the Braves. I have no action on it. It's also, the Ian Anderson hasn't been particularly, so he would not, he doesn't scare me. I think the over is definitely in play. If I had a lean, I'd lean the over 9.5. I think both offenses can get to each pitcher, but I have nothing official for this one.
Scared. Team total sitting up there pretty high as well. 5.5 at even or a little bit plus money, so you can't even get a good spot there. But so since we talked about Corbin, it seems like Corbin and your man Sandy pitch all on the same day, so you get all your NL East love there. You got anything with the Fish laying minus 160 as home favorites?
The only play that I would lean towards is the first 5 under. The first 5 under is hit in 8 consecutive starts for Sandy Alcantara. 8 straight. He could, because he's not giving up.
Spreadsheet Sosa today. Damn, I didn't.
Hey, man. But again, with Alcantara, he's been so shut down. He hasn't been great striking guys out. He hasn't been a K-prop machine. but he's been the best pitcher in baseball, bar none. He pitches to contact. And if you've been watching him later in games, he throws harder and harder. I personally, like I said, the first 5 over would be the only play that I lean towards, but nothing official for that one either. Sandy right now is the Cy Young winner in NL though. He's the Cy Young guy, no question. I don't really think it's particularly close, to be totally honest.
No question.
Rest in peace to Jose Fernandez too, bro. If he hadn't passed, we'd be looking at this Marlins fucking rotation as something ungodly. But that's neither here nor there. Just an unfortunate circumstance.
And then you got Gibson on the mound today for the Phils, who came off that clean 7 innings, 0 runs against the Cardinals after getting shelled by the Cardinals and giving up 5 the prior start. So who knows? Is he going to regress? Maybe he just gives up 3 and has the most medium. Yeah, but Sosa is stat nerd today. It's on Fridays. So I thought he'd be having more fun.
Hey, man, people want more context or whatever the fuck.
So back in home U. It's a tough one today because you have to get them on the run line, and that's going to cost you -120 here. Hate all these minus juice props. The books are telling you today. I think it could be one where everything goes against the grain, but gotta back in your favorite team tonight, Sosa. It's a baby dog. We're going to take the Giants on the money line at +116 just because Road Woodruff has just been god-awful this season. 5.62 ERA. The team's coming through for his spots, so he doesn't have the negative win-loss yet. But when you're giving up 20 runs and only 30 innings pitched, that's a sign. And the over is 5-2 in his road starts, so you could take it that way. But Alex Wood, over his past 3, has that 2.04 ERA. I like the Giants to get it taken care of today.
Yes, sir.
So we're fading Road Wood.
Pause. I had to do it. I'm sorry. But my next.
I set it up for you. Come on, you're not supposed to say it like that. You're supposed to do it calm and go into the next one.
Jesus, take that off the screen. If I had to, my next, I have 2 more plays for today. My next play comes in the Battle of the Freeway, which is
my shit's frozen. I can't take it off. Sorry.
Which is the Dodgers versus the Angels, and which is the Dodgers versus the Angels, and I got the Dodgers team total over 4.5. Nothing about this Angels team is encouraging. I expect them to thoroughly lay down and get fucked over this entire weekend. So that's.
I was about to say Sandoval is kind of their one other bright spot other than Shohei, sorry. But they are 0-3 in his past 3 starts. They still can't pull it out for him because he's not in 2 of the past 3. He's only given up 1 run through 5 and 6.2 innings. It's just they can't get any runs up in those spots because they lost 5-3 and 1-0 in those. So that's where he's kind of the bright spot, but I expect the Dodgers to take care of him. Let's see. The Dodgers against lefties so far this season, 17-11 overall, averaging 4.7 runs.
Yes, sir. And yeah, I have one last play for the evening in the Oakland Athletics Houston Astros game. I'm back on the full fade of the Oakland Athletics. We're going to go with the Houston Astros team total at -110. Worth the price. They've been dominant for the most part this season. Houston Astros team total over 4.5. They're going against Irvin. I expect it to be another quality offensive performance from the Houston Astros.
Yep, just so we don't get fined, so we go through each game quickly. Sosa, are you throwing the +300 on the Royals again today for fun? Greinke's on the mound. He's kind of washed up, though, at this point. It's too hard.
Probably not. I'm going to stay away. First 5 +1.5, you probably get it a plus money still. It's intriguing, man. Everybody starts at 0. For me to get a 2-run head start on you know what I'm saying? It's everybody starts at 0. And there's nothing crazy about this Toronto lineup. They're extremely inconsistent, like I've said multiple times over the last couple of days. So,
anything on the Uriel total basis for the day?
No.
Next one, we got the Rockies. You're paying a premium to get their full game team total, but right now at home, man, when the Rockies get in this groove at home, it's dangerous.
Oh man, that they made us wait. They didn't make us sweat yesterday. They had so many base runners and so many opportunities to score more runs. They obviously ended up with 8 yesterday, but they could have easily had like 12 or 13 runs yesterday.
Yeah, because this was the other spot that I was looking at for today. Because Quintana, he's all right. I mean, he's not a pure fade on that rotation as well, but it's more as Marquez. He's just been giving it up left and right recently. He had a good start at Arizona, but when he's at home, he has the 7.18 ERA in his 9 games started. So that's just where the over here seems like it could be cooking because seems like the Rockies are going to need their runs to stay in this and win this because they're laying a big price, in my opinion, of a -143. So I could see the Pirates as hungry dogs.
Yeah, I got 4. I got 4 spots. I bringing up the Pirates. I'm good.
Come on, I told you we had to get through every game. I think we just didn't talk about the AL Central games, but that's because that division's just oof.
They're ass. Entire division is completely ass. I mean, the Detroit game, I have nothing. I'm not touching it.
No, that's what I'm just saying. The 2 AL Centrals, they're not even worth talking. The pitchers are way too inconsistent, so you're coin flipping it. Just take the dogs, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby Ray, obviously the ace for Seattle on the mound tonight. Not really too much for me as far as action in that one. Chicago versus Minnesota, I want no parts. I just can't do it, man.
Yep, so I'm rocking with the Giants on the money line. I got it at +116 on my book here as my one official play of the night, keeping it simple on this Friday.
Yes, sir. Make sure y'all tap in
a lot more.
Make sure y'all tap into the new episode of Extra Dough with JD. More college football content on the way. We're gonna have more NFL content on the way as well.
Funny how he did a list episode for us after we went a little.
Nobody cares about your list. We care about JD's list though, because he's good at them.
Top 10 college quarterbacks. It's not up for debate. JD's correct. So that's where.
Listen, and I knew he was going to do it because I saw him put a tweet out about like another like place ranking them, and they had like Keaton Slovis in the top 10, and he was just like, "What the fuck?" Oh Lord!
And then next week, spoiler alert, he's doing win totals for a conference. So if you want to get locked in on those as well, it's that perfect time when it's just the MLB season. You can queue these up for when it's the All-Star break next week. To be running through all of JD's. It's all good content. None of it goes bad. So you can be tapping in with all of it.
Eddie thinks it's 2017. Look at him.
So if you have the first pick, fantasy football this year, full point PPR, who are you taking?
Jonathan Taylor. Not even a question. Yeah, you can't like.
Then who are you going to?
2.
Is that where you go? Cup?
Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin?
I don't think people realize how great of an offensive mind Kevin O'Connell is. Like that Minnesota team is so stacked offensively, and they've been held back the last couple of years with Zimmer being a dickhead of a coach. But I think Dalvin Cook can go crazy this year.
We have never bet the summer league in the Daily Bread history, and we will never will. And we don't bet preseason football. We don't bet preseason MLB.
And we never will, ever. Nope. You want to lose your money? Follow the dudes betting that bullshit.
I was about to say, but yeah, Extra Dough with JD, right under the playlist where you watch this one. Be tapped in with him weekly, college football stuff. Make you prepared for the season. He's putting in the work so you don't. That's why we do it here. Bringing all the top and best analysts in the game. We're just right around the corner from Paid for Play and Sunday morning quarterbacks, Saturday and Sunday shows. Surprisingly enough, we're going to be on the golf course tomorrow. So you want to get a bet of who scores lower? We can let the chat get the odds and get all that shit going. Play true gentleman's game, even though we're not playing with each other. And
I'm on a way tougher course. So no.
Oh, you're on a tough course.
I'm on a way tougher course. No. A way to like, nah. The one I'm on is no, can't do it. I'm already like
See?
expecting to be terrible tomorrow. So
How many balls will you lose? Over under 8.5,
under.
5.5.
We're like right in that range probably.
-110 each way. This is your book. We out.